Debbie Hoffman is a heart-based follow-up expert, speaker, and founder of Power Up Your Follow-Up. She works closely with relationship-driven entrepreneurs, coaches, and network marketers who are letting potential clients and income slip through the cracks because they don't have a reliable follow-up system in place. Join me in welcoming Debbie Hoffman, and the title of her presentation is Authentic Follow-Up That Gets More Yeses. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you so much, Gina. Thanks, Teresa. I love your energy. It's great to be here. So let me get my PowerPoint up. And thank you. I want to acknowledge Gina for her commitment to the group, knowing, hearing about follow-up, because I know she gets it, that the fortune is in the follow-up, right? That's where all the business starts happening. So I just want to acknowledge her for her commitment to you. And I want to acknowledge all of you for your for having the courage, for showing up and persevering in your business, right? It takes a lot of courage to be an entrepreneur, especially during this crazy time, right? So I just want to acknowledge all of you for investing in yourself and your business, because it's the follow-up that's going to help make your dreams come true. And I love how so many of you talked about dreams today, because that's really my underlying philosophy. It's and I'll be sharing that as we go. So welcome to Authentic Follow-Up That Gets More Yeses. So some of you have already taken the quiz, and it was really helpful to see the areas where people were struggling. If you haven't taken this quiz, please do. In a few minutes, you're going to identify where potential clients and income are slipping through the cracks. And here's the link to take it. And if there's somebody that could maybe put some of the links in the chat as I'm going along here, that would be so helpful. So it's powerupbizquiz.com. Everyone who takes it says that it's an eye-opener, right? I ask very specific questions about four key areas that I'm actually going to be talking about today. So there's a method to my madness. So just real quick, because of time, I'm just going to share a little bit about my background and why I'm here, why I'm so passionate about follow-up. I worked on Wall Street for 20 years, was very successful there, left to become a mom, thought everything was going to be okay, but my husband was a high-end custom home builder. And the realtors here know when the market crashed in the Bay Area, it was a disaster, and we lost everything. We filed bankruptcy. We lost our house. We went into foreclosure. This is my family. I forgot to show you this. And this is what happened. This was a house that we bought to fix up and sell. This was our actual house. Remodeled it, foreclosed, lost everything. I was in a huge depression. I was a victim for years. I couldn't get back. I was doing a network marketing business at the time, and I just couldn't do anything. And what saved me was finding a mentor. I'll never forget the moment when this woman, said yes, or I said yes to her, and she said she could help me, and she pulled me out of that hole and started to rebuild. And the other thing that really saved me was that I had a follow-up system that I had created on Wall Street. And all I did when I was ready to go is I tapped back into it and rebuilt, and then started this new business of coaching people on sales and follow-up out of that, coaches support and having a system in place. And I went from 0 to 6 figures in 14 months with a brand new coaching business. So that's the power of having a system. And I really believe that no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what ups and downs we're all going through, if we have a system, we can tap into it and rebuild or recreate, pivot and recreate something new. So that's why I'm so passionate about follow-up, because I came super close to getting a job and selling out my happiness. And my commitment is to help people to never have to make a decision between their money and happiness. And so that's why this is so near and dear to my heart. So one of the things, again, you said that a bunch of you talked about dreams today. What I want you to take away is that my dreams come true when I follow up. And I'd love you all to say it, just to get in your body. People usually love to say it. Just say it with me. My dreams come true when I follow up. And this is not a corny thing to me. This is real, because we all have dreams. We all have visions for our life, and our businesses are the vehicle, the way we're going to achieve those dreams. So when you follow up well, you're going to have more clients, you're going to make more money, and you're going to be able to fulfill your dreams. Okay, cool. So my commitment to you is I'm going to give you everything I can in the next 25 minutes to power up your follow-up. And some of the things I'll be sharing in a minute what I'll be talking about today. So just imagine you've been following up and your dreams are coming true. And I'd love you to put in the chat, where are you? How does it make you feel? What are you doing? Like, you've been following up 6 months later, like all your dreams are coming true. Just please put in the chat, what does that look like? What's happening for you? I love when people dream, and dream big, okay? So now come back. So please participate. I would love to see what are your dreams? What are your dreams and visions for your life? It's a shy group, okay. So now come back to the present. What's stopping you from making your dreams come true? Where are you struggling the most with your business and with your follow-up and sales process? Maybe you hesitate to follow up because you're concerned about being salesy or pushy. Maybe you've got a stack of cards from your previous networking or from your online networking. Maybe you just have Excel spreadsheets and lists of people's names that you haven't done anything with. Maybe you've been attending a lot of events, but you're not seeing the results to justify your effort and time. Oh, I love this. Super successful business I run from Hawaii, from Gay. Dream of moving here just came true. Love it, Debbie. To work less and delegate more to my team. Love it, love it. Continue building my business. Oh, wonderful, Tammy. Thank you. Some people, might feel that they're disorganized and they know potential clients are slipping through the cracks. I hear this all the time. So when I say power up your follow-up, these are the skills that you want to master, and these are the topics that I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm going to be sharing the 4 biggest challenges people have and what you can do about it, okay? So number 1, the first challenge I hear, and people say this to me, I just wing it. Like, they're just not prepared before they network or prepare before they meet with a potential client or before they do anything. They just tell me they're winging it. And preparation is such a critical part of my entire 9-step follow-up system, but I'm going to focus on one area today that you can focus on when it comes to preparation, which is around networking. And I'm going to be helping you to, have some tips and tools to network more effectively, okay? So again, there might be some mindset shifts for some people, or maybe this is just how you roll, but I recommend you don't go to a networking event looking for clients and with the intention to sell to people. Rather, I recommend that you set your intention to build relationships. And I'm so big on setting intention before anything that you do. And actually I was going to share, that was one of the pieces of advice that I've always been given and I share with my clients, is to always set an intention of what you want to create and what you want to have happen with your day and with your life, and just put it out there into the universe, and then you'll live into it. So that's one of my tips that I wanted to share. So set your intention to build relationships. Make it about them first. See how you can help them. And the way to do this is to ask powerful questions and to be prepared in advance the questions you're going to ask people to learn more about them. To be curious, right? And again, be present and be a good listener. One of the biggest gifts that you can give people is to be present. And online, it's very different, but when we go back into the networking, physical networking world, when you make eye contact with people and you're present and you're not looking around or getting distracted by all the other people around you, you're going to build a bit deeper connection with people. People will feel you're really listening to them. And again, there's no bigger gift than to be a good listener and let people know that you're hearing them. So don't hose people down. One of the things I see all the time is that people go on and on and on. They share in the chat if you've ever been to a live networking event and someone just comes up to you, sticks their card in your face, and proceeds to hose you down. Just put in, yes, I've been hosed down. Because everybody always says to me, yeah, I've had that happen to me. And it doesn't feel good, right? So we do not want to be, yeah, I'm getting some yeses. We do not want to be that person, right? People are so defensive when they network because other folks are trying to sell them, and so they shut down, right? I have a client who hated networking because when she went, people were just pushy and salesy and aggressive, so she stopped going. So my recommendation is to not be that way. And to look for JV and power partners. Power partners are those people who have similar clients as you, but they're not in competition with you. And if you look to partner up with those folks, you're going to get a steady stream of clients coming to you already excited to work with you because they've been pre-qualified, right? So you're actually going to end up getting more clients if you go to events looking for your partners than actually looking for your ideal client. It might be counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. So I'm going to share a question with you that you can ask people that is so powerful that will help to build a really deep connection. And that question is simple but powerful. What inspired you to start your business? And what you're going to hear is a story, usually a personal story about a challenge that someone had, and they sought out help, support, a modality, a product or service. They got great results, and they got so passionate about it that now they want to share it with others. So you're going to learn a lot about them, and it's going to create a deep connection and trust, and it will just deepen the relationship. So it's more than what you say when you show up to these events, and this is especially true online. It's who you're being, right? So you can have the best words in the world that you say, but only 7% of the impact comes from the words. 93% is from your body language and your tone of voice and your expression and your passion and your excitement. So show up energetically, show up with passion. And if you're not, don't show up to the networking event, or do whatever you possibly can to get into that high frame of mind. Some people dance, they listen to music, they go for a walk, they meditate, they visualize, like do whatever it is that fills your soul and gets you into that high frame of mind. Okay. And this might sound like so basic, but I've seen approach people with a smile, because at networking events, the people that I get attracted to and that I used to walk over to, or in a room online, the people I gravitate towards are the people who are smiling and are energetic, right? And so the people who are not, to me, I'm just not attracted to. So please always show up, again, in a high frame of mind with a smile. And you will become more magnetic. It's your energy that attracts people. Energy is very subtle but very powerful. And just quick story, after the bankruptcy and foreclosure, when I was so depressed, I would show up at networking events with my happy face, right? Like no one's going to know, because back then nobody talked about it. And I was mortified, I was embarrassed, I was humiliated. But nothing was happening. My business wasn't rebuilding. And I was wondering what is going on. And I realized like I had that desperate energy. Like it was, people could feel it. Energy is subtle, but very powerful. So that's why you really want to prepare before you go to a networking event to be in a really high frame of mind. And then to practice in advance what you're going to say, and especially what you're going to say when people ask what you do, because that we don't want to be, again, that person that hoses folks down. So I work with my clients to create a very short, powerful statement to share when people ask that question. So you're really just focusing on the problem that people have and the solution that you offer, and that's it. So the next challenge that people have is that they're disorganized. They don't have a system in place. And that's why the money and clients are slipping through the cracks. So the first step to get more organized is to have a system. And it's called a customer relationship management system. This is the technology that you use to keep track of all the people you're following up with. So please put in the chat if you're using a CRM, just put yes or no, just so I have an idea of how many people, and if you all have one, I will go through this more quickly. Okay, mostly, I got 4 yeses. Wow, good for you, all of you. Okay, so we've got 1 no. Okay, I'll just go through this pretty quickly because I guess the question too is, are you using it consistently? For those of you who have one, are you using it consistently? So with the CRM, it automates every follow-up step for you. And you can create categories and tags. So when you meet somebody at this event, you can put it in PWN, September 2020. If the person's a potential client, you can put that in, or if they're very interested, or maybe they say for later, all different categories to keep track of people. And it helps you to schedule the next contact. Oh, good. Diane said yes, consistently. Wonderful. So you get to schedule the next contact you're going to make. So when you leave a message, send a text message, you Facebook message someone, whatever you do to reach out to somebody, you then schedule the next contact so that they don't slip through the cracks. Because that is the key thing that people tell me when they start working with me, is that they don't have a system and they know they're not keeping track of everybody. You can't keep track of all these people in your head. It's impossible. So people will not slip through the cracks when you have a CRM and you use it consistently. And you can store templates and scripts in there. So for instance, I make email introductions all the time to people. I'm a huge connector and I love doing that. And it takes a long time to write the intro, the outro, write everything about the person. It takes a long time. So I created an email introduction template, and I store it in my CRM. And this is just one example. So now I just put in the information about the person, and it's off in seconds instead of minutes. So whenever you send out an email more than once, I recommend that you create a template for it. So a lot of times people say, I've got all these business cards, I've got all these names from people from the past, and it seems like an overwhelming task. I don't want you to spend hours and hours and hours entering people into your system. Just follow up with one person at a time, like eat the elephant one person at a time. That's all I want you to do. And you just put them in your CRM if they're not there already. You follow up with them. You write notes if you reach them. If not, you set the reminder for the next step. So it's easy, and do it in bite-sized pieces. And I recommend when you meet somebody, especially now with all this online stuff happening, that you follow up with them within 24 to 48 hours after meeting them, while you're still top of mind for them. Because if not, they're going to forget about you. And I'm an old-fashioned girl. People always ask me, what method of communication should I use? Pick up the phone and call people, because most people are not doing that. And when you do, you're going to rise above all the other, competition out there. People are going to remember you, especially now. People are so isolated, and people are lonely, and a lot of people are depressed. When you call them and reach out, especially now, it's going to do wonders for their frame of mind and for the connection and the trust and the relationship. And then I recommend you follow up with a text. That's what I do, and 90-something% of the time people will respond. Emails are not getting responded to, like hardly at all. My open rate for people that are on my mailing list has plummeted because everyone's getting inundated with all this online stuff. So call and then text, and again, put the reminder in for the next step. So if you don't have a CRM, I have vetted a bunch of them. There's not one size fits all, but please go to this link, and if somebody could put this in the chat, that would be awesome. powerupyourfollowup.com/resources. There's one, if you're doing email marketing and you also need a CRM, I have a link for Active Campaign in there that's super reasonable at $47 a month, but everybody's different. Everybody has specific needs, and you have to get the free trial and see if it works for you. Okay, what my clients are saying about CRMs is their life is so much easier. They're staying in touch with people longer. They're not giving up so soon. And guess what? They're getting more clients and creating more partnerships with power partners and JVs. But you can have the best CRM in the world, but if you don't utilize it properly, you're not going to maximize the results from it. And so that's where I come in. I work with my clients with what to do, what to say, creating scripts, creating templates, creating strategies and time frames and all of that. So that they know what to do with it, okay? So the next challenge I see over and over and over again from people is that there's fears and limiting beliefs and stories that they make up that just stop them dead in their tracks. And so what's happening is a lot of people are procrastinating, and they're making everything else more important, creating the perfect website and their packages and programs and social media and all that stuff is important. But if you're not following up, you're not going to maximize the benefit of all that time and money and energy you invested in those things. So you definitely want to have a great website. You want to have social media. I know there are people here today that's their expertise, and I totally support that, and you should do it. But if you're not following up, then you're kind of wasting your time. So the fears and limiting beliefs stop people, and I'm going to give you a mindset shift that will hopefully help if that comes up for you. I'd love you to put in the chat if there's any limiting belief or fear or something that comes up, and I'm going to give you some ideas of some things in a minute. So follow-up is fundamental to growing your business. You can't build a successful, thriving business without follow-up. It's just that critical. So what's stopping you? Again, if you want to be honest and we're in a safe space here, great. If not, just write it down for yourself. Are you afraid of being salesy or pushy? Do you fear rejection? A lot of people tell me they don't like getting the no. Some people say they don't feel worthy. They don't feel good enough. Like, why would somebody pay me for X, Y, Z? And they make up stories. So one of the things I want to share with you is that there is a way to follow up that's building connection and that's compelling versus being salesy and repelling. So like, what if when you followed up with somebody, you were letting them know that you were showing up in service to them and that you really cared about them? Like that would create a really different experience of following up, wouldn't it? Right? Your potential clients are waiting for you to show up in service to them and to what they truly need. So when you first connect with somebody at an event or wherever, the relationship is just getting started. Follow-up is how that connection is nurtured step by step. But the key is when you follow up, you can set an intention of what you want to have happen, but to let go of the attachment to the results. So that way you won't come across pushy or salesy. You'll be showing up in service, you'll be making it about them, seeing how you can support them, and it changes the whole dynamic. And those limiting beliefs and fears and stories should start to drop off. So when you're more prepared, your confidence soars, and when you have a mindset shift around follow-up, that it's the more I follow up with people, the deeper the connection, the trust, then hopefully some of these things will fall through the cracks. I mean, not fall through the cracks, but they'll disappear. So when you follow up, it shows you're taking your business seriously, that you're passionate about what you do, and that you really believe in what you're offering. People thank me all the time for following up with them. They never say you follow up too much. Like they say thank you. And I followed up with people for 2 to 4 years, and they finally became clients, and they so appreciated that I didn't give up on them. So your clients will appreciate it. Okay, my last challenge that I'm going to share that I see entrepreneurs have, I'll reveal in a minute. But what do you think is the best way to create a consistent flow of ideal clients who are coming to you already interested in working with you? If anybody has an idea, just type it in the chat. But because of time, I'm going to keep going. Yes, Gay, way to go, Gay. Woohoo! It's referrals. Referrals are the ultimate payoff in the process of building relationships. An awesome sales funnel, Jody said. That helps too. So referrals are the most powerful source of new business because they come from satisfied clients. But people are not consistently asking for referrals. So I'd love you to put in the chat, do you consistently ask your clients for referrals? Consistently, which means every single client. So some statistics here. Yeah, most people don't. Thank you for being so honest. It's like an epidemic out there. So I'm going to share some statistics that will hopefully inspire you to be asking consistently. Thank you, Debbie and Tammy. So 45% of new clients come from the recommendations of others. And on average, statistics show that 1 out of 20 people will say yes to working with you. But when that person is referred to you, it's 1 out of 6. So your chances of someone saying yes to working with you improve by 300%. Crazy, huh? And referred clients will continue to do business with you 4 times longer. They'll invest 4 times more with you in the first year. And they're 2.5 times more likely to refer you to others. But referrals don't have, so basically you're sitting on a gold mine. You've got clients who love you, you provide great service and a great product, and they want to help. So again, mindset shift. Some people say they don't ask because they think they're being pushy or they think they're coming across too desperate. But no, your clients will love to give you referral because it will make them feel so good when they refer somebody to you that also gets great results and great service. But they don't happen automatically. It takes planning. So you need to know when to ask, and how to train your clients how to give you the referrals, and training for what to listen for and what to say on your behalf. Mary said, agreed, this is gold. So it's about what you want them to say. So we need to train them. Okay. So there's an effective way to ask for referrals that works and a way that doesn't work. And the way that doesn't work is like, who do you know who you can refer to me, right? We need to be very specific on who our ideal client is and what problem they're dealing with so people know how to refer folks to us. So again, if you take nothing from today's talk, it's my dreams come true when I follow up. But what's happening is that 48% of entrepreneurs never follow up. Never. They don't even make that first contact. So how many contacts do you think it takes before the average person says yes to working with you? Maybe you can write down a number. It's actually 5 well-executed, good, Tammy, you guys are good. 5 well-executed follow-up efforts after that initial contact is made before the average person will say yes to working with you. But here are more statistics. Only 8% of entrepreneurs make that crucial 5th contact. And of course, that 8% is doing 80% of the business out there. So it's all about the follow-up. And I want all of you to be one of those 8%ers. And you can when you have a follow-up system in place. So what's the solution? The solution is shifting your mindset, like we talked about today, having a mindset shift around sales and follow-up, and then having your step-by-step follow-up system in place so you can generate consistent sales results. So when you think of follow-up is the sales process, right? It's one and the same thing. And what I'm finding, like I mentioned earlier, is people are making everything else more important than follow-up. And to truly build a thriving business, this has to be part of your plan, right? Because all those things that you're doing are not going to produce the results that you want unless you follow up. So I know that I see over and over again with my clients, when they have this mindset shift, they have a step-by-step plan, they know what to do and what to say at every step of the process. Their businesses thrive. So there's no way for me to share everything I could today. There's so much about follow-up. I've just barely scratched the surface. So I have a gift that I want to offer to all of you to help you in the area of knowing what to say. So I have this free gift, 3 key scripts to power up your sales without being salesy. And in this PDF, I have 3 scenarios, 3 scripts for scenarios that people deal with all the time. And one is somebody's gone MIA who was interested in working with you. What do you say when you call them? Or you found a business card from somebody you met a year ago and you're about to throw it out, which I say never throw out a card. It's like a dagger in my heart. Never throw out a card. So there's a script of what to say in that scenario. And then lastly, if you met somebody that could be a good partner for you, that you could collaborate, what do you say? And then this is brand new, that I host networking events twice a month. You'll also be able to attend 6 of my networking events for free. And they're consecutive. We meet the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of the month. This is the link. If somebody could please put this in the chat, powerupyourfollowup.com/PWN free gift. First, you'll put in your name and email, you'll get the gift, and then a thank you page will come up and you just click on the link and you can sign up for this networking bundle. Okay, and this is over $100 value, so I'd love you to show up. They need to be consecutive though, so it'll be the next 6 ones, and the next one's October 7th. So again, we meet the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays, and you can bring a friend for free as well. I'm attracting incredible heart-based entrepreneurs from all over the world. People are loving it. They're making great connections. They're getting clients. They're finding people to collaborate with. It's just been an absolute blast. So please, please join us. And also, if you know that follow-up is a struggle for you and you know you're leaving a lot of money on the table and you're looking for a coach to support you, I'd like to invite you to connect with me one-on-one for a discovery session. And we'll explore what you're looking to create with your business, what challenges are getting in the way, and then I'm going to identify 3 key areas where money's slipping through the cracks. I have laser focus. I can see right away what's missing, and I'll share that with you. And then if it's a good fit, we'll talk about how I can support you to create your dream business. So here's the link, just talkwithdebbie.com. And I'm going to open up for questions. I have like 5 minutes, so sorry I had to go through this so fast, but I hope that it was valuable to you, and would love to, if you could put in the chat your key takeaways, insights, ahas, and then any question, please unmute, and I'd love to support you. Anybody have any questions, comments, support, feedback, anything?
That was a lot of it. That was a lot of information. I'm sure everyone's head is spinning right now, and so they have all your contact information, and you have theirs to get in touch. And I hope they get to know you better, and you get to know us. And we invite you, as always, to join PWN.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, Debbie.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, please email me. And would love to have you guys show up at my networking event, and hopefully see you on the 7th there. All right, everybody, thanks so much for participating, playing full out. I really appreciate all of you. Be safe, be well, and follow up, and call me if you need support. Reach out for a discovery session. All right, bye, everybody. Take care.